All right, let's draw Hambo from Adventure Time. Start with your favorite paper, favorite pencil. You're going to need your favorite colors. We like to use POSCA sometimes. And today we'll be using Chromatech also and Tombow shadow brushes. So let's get started. You know how I like to start. I get a code card so I can get the size right. And trace lightly around the code card. And if you want to leave a space for the name, I just move the code card down a little bit, about that much. All right, let's get started. All right, Hambo's head is an oval about like this big. And you can just sketch his head in about this big. And then his body is about the same. He's got a little bump here in his body. Comes up, comes around like this. Points down maybe a little bit. Comes back over here like this. And he's got one ear that's behind. Kind of sticks out like this. And then the other ear that's in the front comes about like this. It can be ear-shaped or circle-shaped. You can do your best. And then he's got 2 arms and 2 legs. So let's start with this one that's in the front. And it's a curve. And it kind of just comes down. Just you have a loose line, loose hand to make that line kind of curvy. And then this leg comes out kind of about the same curvy. About like that, almost to the bottom. And then this leg over here with the bandage kind of folds like this and it comes out. And then one more hand. Comes out, hangs down about like that. All right, that's how you have the outline of Hambo. Now let's get our favorite pen and start making that a little bit brighter. This is a soft tip Tombow that I like to use. And let's get started about like this. About like that. Put his ear in about like this. There we go. Nice and easy little fold. That part of his body. Right to that arm that sticks out front, just like that. All right, let's get this arm in very carefully. Get those curves about the same. This leg. And then this leg. If you want to make your legs just a little fatter to make room for like the details and the patches, that's fine. This arm. Let's get some color. So I chose this one, Carmine, Rose Carmine, for most of Hambo's body. So I'm going to get a little bit of ink down, a little bit of color. I'm going to start with his ears, and then I'm going to leave a little bit of space at the top for that patch that's gray. It's going to be about that big. Then I'm going to get most of his face in. I'm going to leave a little bit of space for this eye, and a little bit of space for this eye, and then a little space for this patch down here. Everything else I'm going to color in. I'm going to leave this Rose Carmine to the side in case I got to come back and fill in some spaces. And it's okay, I went a little bit further than I wanted to there, but that's okay because we can use other colors and just go over. All right, I'm going to go switch to this arm like this. nice and easy and do my best to stay in the lines. This leg, might have made that one just a little bit thin, but that's okay. About like that. Let's get his rest of his body filled in now. All right, how's yours coming along? All right, let's get some other colors on. I'm going to use POSCA to get the gray patch on top of his head, just like that. All right, we'll let that dry so that we can make the little stitching details. And then he's got a blue button eye. I'm going to use this POSCA, make a nice circle, about that big. And then he's got a light, I'm going to get the POSCAs, I'm going to get light green and dark green. So I'm going to use this light green for this patch, and it's almost like heart shape. Like a sideways heart shape. I'm going to leave this green out because I'm going to make a couple patches. Tiny, tiny patches on his arms. See how that turns out. Make one here. I'm going to make one here on his leg, and I'm going to go a little bit further down because I made this a little bit thin at the top, so I'm going to come down about here and make a patch. And then, just to make things a little different, I'm going to make this patch here, this darker green, just like that. Now I'm going to grab this bright orange POSCA to make that patch on his chin. Just like that. Okay. Now I'm going to grab the white. Well, I'll try. I'm going to try this jelly roll again because we're doing a small white detail. Got a little bit, yeah, that turns out nice. He's got a little bit of a repair down here on this arm that makes that cloth a little different color, and then he's got a bandage on this leg. So we'll come in here and we'll do the lines. Then we'll use the dark, really thin black to make detailed lines on that. Yeah, that's a good color. Right there. Let's see what else. So that patch, that band-aid, we'll make that a little bigger. Just so we have some room for details. Looks good so far. Now that the rose carmine has dried a little bit, I'm going to come back in and fill a couple of these places where it's a little bit of white is showing. And it's okay if it shows some lines, kind of like texture of the fabric. Also, like if you had a stuffed animal, it would have a little bit of texture to it. All right. Now, I'm going to get to one of these Prismacolor liners. I'm going to get 1 and 005 out. I'm going to do his button eye first. 2 circles, one big one on the edge, and then one smaller one in the middle. Just like that. And then we'll outline this little patch for his other eye. Just like that. Let's give him a little, it's like a stitching, but it's like dotted lines for his happy little smile. There you go. Hi, Hambo. And he's got a little prepare right here, like a line. And then let's get this patch. Kind of looks like that. Not too bad. Then we'll go around this one. And then it's got a line right there. And then let's get the bandage details though. Kind of looks like his leg's been wrapped with a bandage. So you can have like alternating lines. This to make it look like his leg got wrapped. And then this little patch gets a little bit of an outline. And this patch gets a little bit of an outline. Alright, and this patch, the gray one, let's outline that border. There we go. Now I'm going to switch to the 005, which is super thin lines, to get some of those stitch details. Couple here. Little X right there is a stitch. 2 right here, and let's put 2 like that. And then let's go to this repair, like that. And then let's get some on this repair. There we go. And then we get one right here. There's a couple on this green one. Really tiny details, but that's what you use the 005 for. It's got a patch right there, it looks like. And we'll try to get some stitches right there. Alright, I'm going to come back over because I want these a little bit darker. Just about like that. I'm going to put a little bit of stitches, one right there and there. Alright, that's some good detail. I'm going to come back with my liner, soft tip liner, and I'm going to get some of the little bit of details. Like there's a little line like that in his ear, and then hit the bend in his neck. It's about like that. There's one across his belly, about like this. There's one in his foot that shows some texture. I think that's it. I am going to get one of these and do a little bit of light shading. Just a tiny bit. A little bit under his ear right here, right at this joint. Not much. That's a pretty easy design. Now, I'm going to get my code card back. I'm going to think a little bit if I want to leave it white. And I think this time I'm going to leave this background white. But I'm going to go ahead and trace out the code card again. So we get a nice shape. All the way around, and then one more time for this line so we can write his name. And you know you can use this. You can make a card. You can use your paper and cut it out, or you can get a code card and put POSCA white all over like I did here, where you actually have a card that you can use as a prize card, or you can give it to your best friend who you know is a fan of Adventure Time. Let's write Hambo, H A M B. Or if you have a friend named Marceline, you can give this card to your friend Marceline. All right, let's see if I want to make those letters just a little bit better. Didn't get that M perfect, that's okay. Hambo. All right, I'm going to get my shading pen and make it look like that card pops off the page, but just running it right along this edge. This. And then I'm going to run it across the edge on the bottom edge. Just like that. And I think we're done. How'd yours turn out? Well, thank you again for joining me in this drawing session. Thank you for being a part of the Rabid Pikachus, even though this isn't a Pokemon character, but it's a fun character to draw. Check back. Make sure you're subscribed so you can check back later today. We might draw another one, definitely tomorrow. Thanks for watching.